Okay, this strategy is the number line strategy. It can be used for both addition and subtraction, and as you'll see when we get to subtraction, there are actually two different methods of using it. But for now, we're going to focus on addition on a number line. We're solving 346 plus 258. I'll go ahead and draw my number line, and I'm going to start at 346. I try to encourage the kids to start with the bigger number, even though when you're adding it doesn't really matter. It will help make it more efficient because they'll have fewer jumps and a smaller number that they have to add. So we know if we're starting at 346, we're going to add 258. So that means when we're jumping along, somehow we're going to have to take care of 258. Now some kids can just do those 3 jumps and be done with it. Some may need to break these apart and decompose them into smaller, friendlier numbers for them to work with. I'm going to go ahead and show you adding 200 all at once to get from 346 up to 546. Then I'm going to go ahead and decompose the 50. I might want to do 20 and 30, or I could do 5 jumps of 10, and that's what I'm going to show you. Some kids like to work with 10s because they're a lot easier for them to handle in their heads. So if I add 10, I'll get to 556, plus 10 more, 566, plus 10 again, 576, plus 10, 586, plus one more set of 10 gets us to 596. Now these 5 jumps of 10 helps us take care of our 50. So we've done our hundreds and our 10s. Now we're moving on to our 8 ones. Again, you could do it all at once, or you could decompose it into a way that makes sense for you. I'm going to go ahead and break it apart into 4 and 4 because I know 4 will get me to the friendly 600, and then 4 more to finish off my 8 gets me to 604. So now I'm going to show you the 2 methods for subtracting on a number line. One of them is counting back. The other one will be counting up. So we'll start with counting back. Again, I'm going to draw my number line, and if I'm counting back, I'm going to start over here with my larger number, 631, and I'm going to be taking away or jumping backwards 268. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I know I need to take care of 268 somehow in whatever size jumps make the most sense for me. I'm going to go ahead and take away 100 to get to 531, minus another 100 takes me to 431. So I'm done with my hundreds. Now I know I need to take care of that 60. Some might be able to take care of all 60 at once, but I see 3 10s right there. So I'm going to break this up into 30 and 30 because that's going to make my mental math pretty easy. So 431 minus 30 is 401, and minus 30 more would be 371. Then all I'm left with is my 8. I can do it all at once, or again, I see 1 sitting right there, so I could take my 8 and break it into 1 and 7. 371 minus 1 is 370, and then minus 7 more gets me to 363. But again, your child can do whatever size jumps they need to do to make it make sense to them. And I'm going to show you the same subtraction problem here on a number line counting up. It's kind of cool. The kids tend to enjoy it because it's a way to solve a subtraction problem without actually subtracting. You're finding the difference between these 2 numbers, or you could also say the distance between them on the number line. So if we start with our smaller number on the left, we're gonna count up until we land on our large number on the right. And they can do this by making a series of what we call friendly jumps. Jumps that get you to friendly numbers and make the math as easy as possible. So you might start with your hundreds. It's always easier to add your big numbers first. I know that I can add 200 and not go over, so that gets me to 468. If I add another 200 though, that would take me past 631. So I'm just going to do one more 100. That gets me to 568. From there, I need to start getting closer and closer to 631. And I'm going to make my math a little bit easier by just getting to 570. I know that's 2 away. And then from there, I know in my head I can add 30 to get to 600. And then from there, I can do another 30 to get to 630. And then all that's left is one more jump. And then to actually get my answer, I'm going to find that distance, find the total amount that we jumped and counted up. So I've got 200 plus 100.